Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Angel and today I'm going to be sharing with you some more super easy DIYs. Before we get started, as always, if you enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, and if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel and click on that little notification bell so that you won't miss out on any of my future videos. For this first project, we're going to be using some of these wood craft pieces that I picked up at Dollar Tree, as well as some of this cardstock that I had. You could also just use a Dollar Tree canvas. And I'm also going to be using these Scrabble letters that I got from Amazon. I have seen these in Dollar General though, so you could also pick them up there. So the first thing that I wanted to do was go ahead and make a frame with these wood pieces that I got from Dollar Tree, and I'm just using my wood glue to do that. I also decided to use one of these little stars stickers that I got from Dollar Tree, and I went ahead and made my Scrabble letters in the shape of a tree. I did Joy, Noel, Peace, Merry, and Christmas, and since Peace and Merry were both 5 letters each, I went ahead and spaced out the Merry a little bit. I am just using some of Dollar Tree's gel super glue to glue these down. You can, of course, use hot glue if you'd like. That's totally up to you. And then finally, all I did was use some more of that gel super glue, and I'm gonna put my frame over my little Christmas tree. I did also use my staple gun on the back of this just to make sure it was secure. And here's a look at how it turned out. I love that I can actually just stand this up, or you could hang it if you wanted to. For this next project, I'll be using 2 of these floral wreath rings. I actually got these at Walmart, but I have seen lately that Dollar Tree is now carrying these. I'll also be using some of this macrame cord, but you can of course use yarn, rope, or anything like that from Dollar Tree. So the first thing I'm doing is just measuring out a piece of cord that when doubled over, it is about the length of my floral ring. And then I doubled it over and I'm gonna attach that to the top of this floral ring. Now you're also going to need to cut a piece of cord that is about 4 times the length of your first cord, and we are going to attach that to the first cord by doing a square knot and tightening it to the top. If you've watched any of my previous videos with macrame in it, then you know that the square knot is very simple to do, but I've zoomed in so that you can see exactly what I am doing. And I will, of course, add a photo of exactly how to do this square knot. Now once you have one complete square knot, you're just going to continue doing square knots all the way down. But to make the shape of the Christmas tree, we're going to be leaving a space in between our knots so that we can push them up to make the limbs of the Christmas tree. I know that may sound a little confusing, but you'll be able to see right here in the video how I'm going to be doing this. Just know that the spaces that you leave in between, the bigger they are, the bigger the limbs will be. So we're going to go from small and then we're going to leave bigger gaps, and you'll see in the video what I'm talking about. And as you can see here, as I made my square knot, I left that little gap and then I pushed it up to the top, and it is making little tree limbs. And like I said before, as you continue down, you want to make that gap just a little bigger each time so that you can make the shape of the Christmas tree. Once I had finished and I got down as far as I wanted, I just cut off the excess at the bottom. And then I'm gonna take another 2 pieces of cord and tie it around to make the trunk of the Christmas tree. And then of course with my smaller one, I just repeated that entire process over again. These were so simple and they turned out so beautiful. They took maybe 10 minutes to make. And here's a final look at how they turned out. For this next project, we're going to be making some little wood Christmas trees. I'll be using 4 of these Jenga blocks to make a stand for these. I'll also be using some of these wooden dowels from Dollar Tree, and then some beads that I got from Amazon. Now, you can, of course, pick up beads from Walmart or anywhere like that. You could also use Dollar Tree pearls. They have these bigger sizes now. Or, as I'm going to do on one of my trees, you can use these wood craft cubes. The first thing I wanted to go ahead and do was make the little stands for these Christmas trees. So each one is going to be getting 2 of these Jenga blocks. And again, for this project, I'll just be using some of my Dollar Tree wood glue, but I'll also be using my hot glue as well. While my little stands were drying, I went ahead and started on the bigger Christmas tree. I just cut down my dowel rods to make the Christmas tree shape. And then here I am taking those wood craft cubes from Dollar Tree and just kind of setting it up how I want it to look before I start gluing it together. As you can see here, I'm putting a little bit of that wood glue and then also some of my hot glue to make these. Since I am making this kind of standing up, the hot glue just makes it easier for me because it sets immediately while that wood glue is drying. So I'm just going to go ahead and build up my Christmas tree, and then I will glue it to that little stand that we made from the Jenga blocks. I also took one of those Dollar Tree star stickers again and added it to the top of this one. Now for my smaller one, we will be doing the exact same thing except for I will be using my wood beads from Amazon. And then finally, I just added a little snowflake sticker to the top of this one. And here's a look at how they turned out. For my next project, I'll just be using one of these Dollar Tree canvases and then again 2 of these little pieces of craft wood that I also picked up at Dollar Tree. I'll also just be using this yarn that I also got from Dollar Tree. You can, of course, use any colors you'd like, and you could paint or stain these wood pieces as well if you would like. I'm just choosing to leave them natural. This is just another super simple project. All I'm doing here is just making a bunch of tassels to make a Christmas tree. I ended up making, I think, 15 tassels for this tree. And to make my tassels, I just used a little piece of cardboard that I had. And then once I had them all made, I just trimmed down the ends of them. Before I glued down my tassels, I went ahead and glued those little wood pieces to my canvas, and we're gonna make it look kind of like a scroll. Then I just started gluing down my tassels to make a little Christmas tree. I also used a little dowel rod and cut it into a small piece to make the trunk of the Christmas tree, and then I used a little wood star that I got from Dollar Tree for the top of this Christmas tree. And finally, I decided to use some more of those beads that I got from Amazon to make a little hanger for this as well. And here's a look at how it turned out. For this final project, I'll again be using some of these woodcraft sticks from Dollar Tree, as well as some of these Christmas tree ornaments and these reindeer ornaments. This is another simple project, and the first thing I did was glue these little wood craft sticks together to make kind of a tier display stand. Then I'm going to be hot gluing my reindeer down to that front little stand. And also I'll be putting a Christmas tree on either side of those. And then for the rest of my Christmas trees, all I had to do was hot glue those to the back. And then all I did was add in some of Dollar Tree's rope light, and I kind of hot glued it to the sides and tucked it in behind. And that was it for this simple project, and here is how it turned out. Thank you all for watching this video. I will see you next time.